Yeah, that's perfect right there. Yep. Yeah. Hey. Hey. And I'm still a big dog. Lift up your leg. Catch a breeze, part 2, man. Shout out Ariella. Shout out to God. Listen. Listen. Yeah. I told niggas I wanted to catch a breeze, then I finally got it. Yike pop going outside, I highly doubt it. Mama gave me plenty love, now I gotta try to find a way to live without it. Child support eating up my pockets. It was cool, but the heat returned. I knew it, that's from experience. You live and you learn. Tunnel vision, it means nothing when your vision get blurred. You run into a wall, that's when your obstacles reoccur. When you on a mission, and I'm on a mission to put the city on my back where I finally did it. Hella niggas, they doubted me, Zachariah was with it. And we was too deep, pushing the gospel out in the trenches. That's when niggas joined up to simmer it, calm down. Caught a breeze for a minute, the spirit's involved now. Say what? Let it breathe. Say what? Catch your breath. Okay. We bought it out on them corners till it was nothing left. 9 years in the truth, striving to do my best. Facts. Feet hurting from my Timbs, nigga. Facts. And I never been a bench warmer, so when coach put me in the game, I had the ball above the rim, nigga. Precepts, remember those, run a pick and roll. You bring it out, I break it down, that's what I was told. And never be a lazy servant is what I was told. Burying talents in the ground, my nigga, hell no. I let my light shine, kicking all of these nice rhymes. Ox salt, baking this flavor over your mind. And then I finally caught a breeze. Listen, I had to parasail off it and told my Ock I'ma ride with him till the wheels fall off it. Facts. So if they touch you, then it's nothing nice. That's the love of Christ. There's no greater love than one laying down his life. Bag deeper than water, niggas could drown thrice. Pour you out with this living water, bring you back to life. I'm trying to catch me a breeze, I thought I told ya. Everybody catching a breeze, nigga, I'm Oprah. Maneuver through the city where it's slimier than okra. I'm hard body, a heat and it's sweeter than Fruitopia. Yeah, says he be on your mind, you gotta tighten up. We all Israelites, but niggas they ain't nice as us. Space City Records, well respected, boots on the ground. We pushing the gospel till it's accepted in the common household. Wicked ways we live without those, knocking my enemies out cold. And I know the ops mad cause the Lord preparing a table. Everybody eats as Jaquab carry the label. I never wanted to be a nigga who did it on his own, but fuck it, I'm grown now and perfectly able. And that shit in my bloodline, I seen it enough times. No need for a punchline, my rap is hella divine. This rap is done by design. Hey, and I'm still a big dog. Lift up your leg. Catch a breeze, part 2.
All right. Hey, still a big leg.
That's right.
Lord, God, I would do something in the name of God. I would try my shot. Bro, even cause Jesus Christ person is life, man. Hey, we back again. It's the Bishop, aka Officer Allah.
This is Officer Oscar, Dog, aka the Hebrew Heavyweight, man. It's good to be back.
Hey, man, we back. We are. It's good to be back. We doing lessons in classes again. Lord, continue. As you can see, every rolling, man. Big G, not the little
ones, man.
So tonight, in light of recent events, right? We decided to let's look at prophecy of the times we live right. So tonight we're looking at Jeremiah chapter 30, right? Which is God sent rap to America, man. He got one.
Hey, your audio's going in and out a little bit.
It's going in and out.
Yeah.
Let me see. It might be this mic. How about now?
Talk a little bit.
Nope. 2, 3. 1, 2.
It's good.
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, just let me know if I go. No, there might be this mic.
Yeah, I would say unplug the mic for right now.
All right.
Let me hear you without the mic. Talk now.
How about now?
Keep going.
1, 2, 3. Test.
I think that's better.
It's better.
Yeah, let's rock out with that right now. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, calm. All praises. But yeah, man, later recent events, you know, Israel's bombing Iran bombing Israel, America bombing Iran. The Most High said a trap. Because what's all these conflicts is going to lead to is what? That's all everything about the past is World. Right? Let me see if I can pull it. I want y'all to see. We open this image up. Right, just so that we can understand the times that we live in and why it's so important to go into these prophecies. All right, let me share my screen. Boom. Look at this. All right, Oz, you see this?
Con.
Right. So what this was, right, in the middle of everything going on, I had a bright idea. I said, okay, I wonder what AI thinks of all these major world conflicts that's going on. So I asked AI, and I said, okay, out of the 3 biggest wars that are currently going on, how likely is it that these wars would lead to World War III? And give it to me in percentage forms, right? And look what it gave me. It said World War III risk assessment with margin of error. So it also not only gave the percentages, but it gave the plus and minus, how likely it is, how likely the margin of error. So it says World War assessment with Trump-led Iran strike scenario. Now, mind you, when I originally made this was before Trump bombed Iran. This is when everybody was thinking about or didn't know if America was going to bomb Iran or not, which they eventually did. So look what it says. It says conflict, Iran-Israel war started June 13, 2025. And the base percentage of starting World War III, just off that war alone, what it started 2 weeks ago was a 65 to 75% chance with a plus or minus. Global impact extreme. Russia-Ukraine war started February 2022. Base rate 5%, 35% with a 5% global impact. Arab Israeli war 2023 escalation 15 to 25% base risk, so plus or minus global impact. So then I told us, okay, take all of these risks together and give me a total percentage that one of these wars is going to spiral out World War III. And it said you had an 80% chance. With a plus or minus 6% margin of error. Meaning what? We have 74. Yeah.
Zachariah just said in the chat, he said you got your audio echoing.
I thought it was echoing. My side.
You echoing. You echoed a little bit. But as the brother was basically breaking down is when he went and put in this in ChatGPT gave us a basically how evident is this going to happen, right? And as you see, I'm not gonna lie, the Iran and Israel war, that was kind of pretty spot on. That was definitely more than likely the start of all this, because we already understand that Iran is backed by Russia. And we know that Israel is backed by America. And the 2 things that we do see is Israel and Iran are trigger happy. They're the main ones trying to get at each other's throat. And we already see Iran isn't going for any nonsense as of right now. They're going for full retaliation. And it looks like it's going to be an all-out war if this continues. That's what it looks like. You know? But you good out? What you messing with over there?
I'm trying to see. I heard. I don't think it's
you still going in. Yeah, you still going in and out on my end.
All right, this is what I'm doing.
Just leave and come back. Just leave and come back. I'm gonna just just leave and come back, and I'll just get off the stage real quick. We'll play some music real quick.
All right, hold on.
Just let you get in order.
Hey, in case nobody's asked you this today, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
Are
straight.
you really fine? I mean, you know it's okay.
Yeah.
You feel a little off sometimes.
Yeah. Novocaine, acting nonchalant, but you know the name. And yeah, my attitude was rather blunt, so I know it's pain. I shot with a full clip and missed every bullet. You wiped it off, that was bullshit. Nothing was new or taboo to me, only you and me. When I looked in your eyes, you look at my guys and tell me nobody cared for me. And while I was unaware, it would seem you was there for me. Through all of the years, I know that pressure busts pipes, but it makes diamonds that shine in the light. See, I loved you when you told me what's right, and didn't look at my flaws, but that foundation was built on a stumbling stone. Cause you party all night and come stumbling home. Hello? Hey, but I'm back, yeah. But I'm back, yeah. Bible in my back, Bible in my back, hey, yeah. I like, what was that? Tell me what was that?
What you gon' do when them Jews gon' come after you? When your hour shot, crack them clouds, man, it's overdue. Esau get turned into a pack, man, it's overdue. Them Gentiles finna go and change, you know what I'ma do? Crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Crash, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to crash, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to crash, yeah. Man, I'm about to crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Yeah, crash up. Man, I'm about to crash up. Yeah, I'm about to crash up. Yeah, crash up. Yeah, crash up. Man, I'm about to crash up. Yeah.
Designer type, I got a chrome heart. Bluffing the table, playing the joker card. God increasing this little hope of ours. Faith of a mustard seed. The block is jumping 105 degrees. Scramble your egg on the sidewalk. Them niggas cook your noodle till it's top ramen. Tell disappointed when I stopped rhyming. But I had something greater for me awaiting a destination. Still had a love for music, but a nigga couldn't fake it. I was too real for the characters. Married to the game, violate your name by living life like a bachelor. Consequences start catching you and leave you flat as a spatula on your hospital bed. And hospitable, yeah. I know it shine like gold and you pick it up, it erodes. The glisten glamour got you selling your soul. It's heavy, yeah. Hey. The glisten glamour got you selling your soul. Let's go.
What you gon' do when them Jews gon' come after you? When your hour shot, crack them clouds, man, it's overdue. Esau get turned into a pack, man, it's overdue. Them Gentiles finna go and change, you know what I'ma do? Crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Crash, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to crash, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to crash, yeah. Man, I'm about to crash, yeah. Yeah, crash, yeah. Yeah, crash.
All right, check. How we sounding out there? If anybody's watching live, can y'all hit us up in the chat?
How about now?
Oh, you sound better than me.
Yeah, but see, I hear it might be on your end, huh?
I don't have.
Yeah,
I don't have.
Hold on, we got Zachariah.
Yeah.
Yo, shalom. We still echoing? Chat, we still echoing?
Yeah, Jay, we still echoing? We good? What we sounding like? No, he said you still echoing. I don't think it's wrong, bro. I don't got anything up in the background or anything like that. Shalom, Mark.
Zachariah, you there? Because Zachariah echoing, it will be.
Y'all on Space City?
How about now? We echoing? Yeah. It's something with you because I don't hear no echoing no more. Yep.
Am I echoing?
Yeah. Whatever's going on, just causing us to echo for sure.
All right, well, I'm gonna leave and come back.
Yeah, go ahead. Con. Well, in the meanwhile, man, I'm gonna pull this back up because this is interesting, right? This is real interesting. So AI pretty much gave a range of 74.1 to 86.1% chance that at least one of these wars is going to spiral out into World War III with a critical global impact. And mind you, this was made before Trump bombed Iran. Right? So that's what prompted kind of this lesson. We're going to go into Jeremiah 50 and bring Oz back up.
How we
Yo,
sound?
testing. I
Check,
think
check,
that's
check.
better. I don't hear echo.
Anybody else hear echo? Jay? Any brothers from
I think
Genesis?
we
Y'all hear
good.
us? Sound straight?
I don't hear no echo.
All right, let's get
All
to it.
praises.
Let's get to it. All praises.
Con. So yeah, man, let's get into it. We're going into Jeremiah chapter 50. Let me pull it up on the screen. And we'll get into it.
Quick little side note: if anybody wants to take a listen to any of the music that we have played, it's a QR code in the top right corner. Y'all can scan it, and it'll also take you to our YouTube channel if you're new. And y'all can check out the music and stuff like that. Just a quick little side note: that's what that QR code is. Go ahead,
Con. Well, I go ahead and read for me, right? So in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 1, we have the prophet Jeremiah that's prophesying against Babylon. Pretty much what this entire chapter is going into is how the Most High has laid a snare and a trap for the inhabitants of Babylon, man. So we're going to prove that this is the time period we're living in, that this Babylon that's being spoken about here in Jeremiah chapter 50 is indeed what we later see as Mystery Babylon later on, or where we currently live in, which is in the United States of America. So Oz, go ahead, start from verse 1 and just read down.
This is Jeremiah 50:1. It says, "The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet."
By Jeremiah the prophet. Actually, hold on, Salakia. I want to get this in the NSAB.
Go ahead. I'm gonna just read off the screen.
Yeah, I want to get this in NSAB. For those of y'all who don't know, right? Myself and the brother Oz, man, we've been loving this NSAB translation. We've been loving the NSAB. The NSAB is a word for word translation, pretty much the KJV in a modern English. I ain't lied, hit.
It's hitting.
It's hitting. It's
I ain't
hitting.
found a problem yet.
Yeah, I'm about to say I haven't found. You reading the NLT, ELT, they'll throw some Christian rhetoric up in there. I haven't found none yet, man. I haven't found none yet. So go ahead. Start from verse 1 out.
It says, "The word which the Lord spoke concerning Babylon, the land of the Chaldeans, through Jeremiah the prophet." Mm-hmm. It says, "Declare and proclaim among the nations, proclaim it and lift up a flag. Do not conceal it. Say, Babylon has been captured. Baal has been put to shame. Marduk has been shattered. Her idols have been put to shame. Her image has been shattered."
And that's what we do. It's like that's what we do right now, right? When you see these camps go out and you see the videos on the internet, and we are openly condemning this place. We're condemning this Babylon that we're in, right? That is us lifting up a flag. That is us declaring and proclaiming amongst the nations that this place is going up in flames, man. That this place should be condemned for the actions that it has done against so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And it was done so all the way back during the time of the prophets. That's why they hated the prophets. As they hated the prophets back in the day, they hate us now. Why? Because we proclaim the things that they don't want to hear, which is what? The so-called greatest country in the world is about to get blown to smithereens. And it's co-signed by the Most High God. The modern Christian can't understand it. The modern people in this country, whether they know it or not, man, they are idolaters. They participating in Christmas, they participate in Easter, and they think they're serving the Messiah. But what are they really serving? They're serving a white Jesus, man. That's not the Messiah, and yet you call him God. So you're calling something God, and some Christians even go as far as say the Most High God when it ain't the Most High God. That's textbook idolatry. That's textbook idolatry, man. Taking the glory from the Father and bestowing it on things that don't exist. White Christ don't exist. That's why this place, all of his idols, man, is going to be put to shame. Why? Because right now you have diehard Republican Christians on their hands and knees praying for this country. What Donald Trump said in his speech, he said he's praying to God, and that for God to save this country, and for God to be with us. Which God? Who God? Not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Certainly not.
Because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he said he's against you. He is against Babylon. Against Babylon, against the king of Babylon, against the princes of Babylon, against the wise men of Babylon. That's how we know the so-called God and God we trust, as they say. This is not the Most High God that they're speaking of, man. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 3, it says, for a nation has come up against her from the north. It will make her land an object of horror, and there will be no inhabitant in it. Whether people or animal, they have wandered off, they have gone.
And this is how we know this is not talking about ancient Babylon. Why? Because it says there will be no inhabitant in it. Right now, if you look at the land of ancient Babylon, there's people there. There's highways, bridges, cars. There's people there right now. Showing you what? That this context of Jeremiah chapter 50, this isn't speaking about ancient Babylon. Why? Because it says no inhabitant shall be there. Whether people or animals, they have wandered off, they have gone. So this particular Babylon, whenever it gets destroyed, no one is going to be living there. It is going to be a desolate wilderness. Keep going up.
Verse 4, it says, in those days and at that time, declares the Lord, the sons of Israel will come, they and the sons of Judah as well. They will all go along weeping as they go, and it will be the Lord their God whom they will seek.
And this is another point. You was gonna say something, Miles? I know you was.
No, I was agreeing with you. This is one of the main points where we use to say, hey, we know this isn't talking about an ancient Babylon because the northern kingdom was not in the Babylonian captivity.
Nope. And yet it says the sons of Israel will come, they and the sons of Judah as well. Guess what? This didn't happen after ancient Babylon. Both kingdoms did not come up together to go back to the land, to go weeping back to the Lord. That didn't happen. Right? Keep going up.
It says, this is verse 5, it says, they will ask for the way up to Zion, turning their faces in its direction. They will come so that they may join themselves to the Lord in an everlasting covenant that will not be forgotten.
And this is what we see the beginnings of right now, right? Because it says what? In those days and in that time, we're watching the sons of Israel. We're watching the sons of Judah. Shoot, this call right now is fulfilling prophecy. I'm a Gadite. I will be considered a son of Israel. My brothers on the screen, they are Judites. They'll be considered the sons of Judah. Here we are together, and we are both seeking the way of the Lord, man, which will culminate in what? In that everlasting covenant.
That's right.
New covenant. So it shows you that what we're reading here, all of this goes hand in hand with eschatology, or the study of the end times. The destruction of Babylon is synonymous with your salvation, Israel.
That's right. And a lot of our people gotta understand that the destruction of our enemies is our salvation. Y'all gotta stop trying to bring the enemies with us.
Yep. Go ahead, keep reading that.
Verse 6, it says, my people have become lost sheep, their shepherds have led them astray. They have made them turn aside on the mountains, They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
And this is profound, right? Because look at this. It says what? My people have become lost sheep. Where do we that sounds familiar? Where do we hear lost sheep, lost sheep? Oh, with Christ. All right, give me John 10 and 6.
Got you pulling up right now. This is the book of John,
A scripture that Christians famously take out of context. 16, not 6.
10 and 16.
Yeah, 16.
All right, this is the book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 16. It says, "And other sheep and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. And there shall be one fold and one shepherd."
One fold and one shepherd, right? And there's many different places, right? Ezekiel 37 is another place you can go that shows the same language of us being the lost sheep. But when I say us, not just a specific kingdom, such as the southern kingdom, but also the northern kingdom. Israel as a whole is lost sheep. Look at Jeremiah 50. It says, my people have become lost sheep. Immediately after saying what? In those days and at that time, the sons of Israel will come and the sons of Judah as well. So whenever you get into it, or whenever someone, asks the question, well, who's these lost sheep? The lost sheep are the Gentiles. You got to show in prophecy, man. Because everywhere that the Most High speaks of lost sheep, it's in direct reference to what? His people Israel. The children of Israel, the children of Judah. Right? Like you had something. I know you looking at something.
You know me. I'm looking for some precepts. But go ahead, Doc.
Con. Whenever, if you don't got none, you can read verse 7 for me. Well, actually, no. I got more on verse 6, right? So look at this part here too. It says, they have made them turn aside on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. So when you look at a hill and you look at a mountain, right? What's the difference? Size, height, and size. Matter of fact, I'm curious. I am curious. Let's see what the difference is. What they say the difference is between a mountain and a hill. Right? So it says the main difference between a mountain and a hill lies in their elevation or steepness. Mountains are generally higher and steeper than hills, often exceeding 1,000 feet in elevation. While there isn't a strict universal agreed upon height distinction, mountains typically have more dramatic peaks and slopes compared to the more rounded, gentle slopes of hills. So mountains have what? They are at a higher elevation. So our people at one point in time, we was at the highest point of civilization. We was the one ruling things. At one point, we was the cream of the crop. And then what has happened? Our enemies, and we know through our sin, but our enemies have brought us down from that elevation down to what? Down to a hill.
And I was about to bring out a precept. This is Jeremiah 2 and 20. Another thing that it could be referring to as a mountain, as a hill, is idolatry. It says, for of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress. It says, when upon every high hill and every under, so like and under every green tree, thou waters to play the harlot. How does Israel always play the harlot? We go into idolatry. Yep. We always tell God, oh, thank you for getting us out of this captivity. We're not going to transgress no more. Then we go run off to the next God, like he didn't just save us out of the captivity.
Yep. And a nation that's notorious for that, right? Even historically, is what? Babylon. That's why there's so many similitudes to more specifically, I guess, the Neo-Babylonian Empire and the current United States Babylon, right? Is because in
Hey,
both of those nations, it's just riddled with idolatry. What's up, Zechariah?
can you get Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 2?
Get that. Con, I'll read it for you. This is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 2. Lift up thine eyes unto the high places and see where you have not been lined with. In the ways have you sat for them as the Arabian in the wilderness, and you have polluted the land with your whoredoms and with your wickedness.
Yeah, because the brothers was going to how Israel, we played a whore about committing idolatry, and we look at like the Arabians, these are nomadic people, meaning the people that always move around. So how it says that Israel been in every mountain, every hill, because through our idolatry, we always get spread it throughout all the nations. We always look into their gods instead of our own God.
Con. Beautiful point. Even the next verse. Therefore, the showers have been withholden, and there have been no latter rain, and you've had it a whore's forehead. You refuseth to be ashamed.
Right, and that's crazy because a lot of times when I look at our women, that's the first stuff I think about. But yeah, when you look at our people, usually like when you're naked, the first thing you want to do is cover up. But yeah, our people, we refuse to be ashamed. We refuse to come out these other ideologies. Right, we refuse to stop being like the white man of the other nations. We just refuse to do all this stuff. And the Bible is speaking about that, how we are thousands of years ago.
Yep.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of crazy. It mirrors our women perfectly.
Yep. And the sad part is our people don't even know that through their actions, specifically, or one of the main reasons, idolatry, that's the reason why we're in this state. And yet the heathen know that. The heathen knows that. That's why in Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 7, right? The heathen think they're guiltless because to them is well, they sinned against their God. So of course we can take them into slavery. They sinned against their God. So of course we can destroy their communities. Of course we can get over on them. Of course we can incarcerate them. Of course we can kill them. This is their punishment. It's not our fault. It's their God that's doing it. So what do you mean retribution needs to come to me? It's not my fault. And the Lord condemns them for it, man. Keep reading, read verse 7.
Verse 7.
It's like it's can I get a quick precept back
Yeah,
on
go
what
ahead.
you said?
What you need?
He gets Psalms 115 and verse 2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 115 and verse 2. Wherefore shall the heathen say, where is now their God?
Right, and that's what the brother was saying, man. Right, whenever because a heathen, it tells you that also in Ezekiel that the heathen shall know that the children of Israel went into captivity because of their sin. So all the nations, they know why you think they give us Cardi B and Sexy Red. They put pork in everything, because the nations know if they keep us in sin, that our God is going to keep us in captivity. So they know that. It's just we need to wake up and figure that out. But go ahead.
Beautiful point. Beautiful point. Beautiful precept, man.
Wherefore
should the heathen say, where is now their God, man? That's exactly what goes on now. Go ahead, I can read verse 7 for me.
Verse 7, it says, all who found them have devoured them, and their adversaries have said, we are not guilty, since they have sinned against the Lord, who is in the inhabitants of righteousness, the Lord, the hope of their fathers.
Keep on.
It says, wander away from the midst of Babylon, and go out from the land of Chaldeans. Be like male goats at the head of the flock.
Yep. And right now, this is what we need to be doing, man. We need to come out of this system. Obviously, we can't leave. Well, you can, but wherever you go, you're just gonna run smack into the beast system right again, right? But what can we do whenever it talks about us coming out of her, or when it talks about us getting away from the lands and the people, is getting away from their ideologies and their thought processes, man. Sin. Getting away from, what does America tell you, right? America tells you that a grown 6'2" man with a beard If he feels like he is a woman, he is a woman. And if you feel like he's not a woman, you are a bigot. You are somebody who is not progressive with the times. You get ostracized, you get talked down upon, you get villainized. Why? Because you are against their system. That's what we have to be in these last days, especially when we see war popping off, man. When we see war popping off, we need to flee away from what this system wants us to do. When in regards to wickedness, sin, and unrighteousness, man, we have to get far away from that. Go ahead.
I was about to say another thing I like is when it says be like a male goat. When you look up what male goats do for the herd, they're the protectors of the herd. So that's what we need to be doing at this time as men, is we need to stand up and lead our people. You know, for all the brothers out there in the street corners, you're playing as the leaders of our communities right now. I know we're young, but that's what we're doing, and unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do. Because without us, I mean, let's just be honest. Where's our people gonna go?
Yep.
Because without us, I don't see us getting out of this. So just take that, and put that always in the front of your mind that what you're doing on the street corners is matter. And like the scriptures say, be like the male goat. Go ahead, up.
Con. And one thing we got to keep in mind too, our hard work is paying off, man. The United States of America just bombed Iran. Not only did they bomb them, they bombed nuclear sites and began to get condemned by Russia and China the very next day. You have the president of the United States so visibly upset, he's dropping F-bombs on national TV.
Hey, Salakia, that's the first time I ever seen a president say a so-called cuss word.
I was about to say, I've never seen that.
He's shook, man. And why is he shook? Because the Lord got him shook, man. We're going to read it. We're going to read it in Jeremiah 50. The Lord got him shook. Why? Because the Lord, he done laid a trap. He done laid a trap on the heathen, man. And it's marvelous, man. Everybody, man, listen, everybody should be praising God for what's going on in the earth right now, man. Why? Because your salvation is near. When? I don't know, but I know it's near. I know it's near. If I don't see it, hey, I'll bet $1 that my kid gonna see it. That's how near I believe it is. We need to be rejoicing for this, man, because the Lord is finally going to render vengeance, and he'll say it. Keep reading, not keep reading.
Verse 9, it says, "For behold, I am going to what's how you say that? To rouse and bring up against Babylon a contingent of great nations from the land of the north, and they will draw up their battle lines against her, for there she will be taken captive. Their arrows will be like an expert warrior who does not return empty-handed."
Hey, listen, when you look up how the Neo-Babylonian Empire was overtaken, none of that happened. None of that happened. It was relatively peaceful.
Matter of fact, when the Persians came, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, he just gave it up because he knew, because he heard from his father that Daniel interpreted his dream, and he knew the next kingdom that was going to come take over was Persia. So the son just gave him, let the kingdom get taken over.
Right.
That was the son.
So what Babylon is this that has a contingent of great nations stirring up against them? Not only a contingent of great nations, but these nations have arrows that are like an expert warrior who doesn't return empty-handed. Meaning what? Oh, he's hitting his mark every time.
Every time
he's hitting his mark.
And you know what's funny? We're watching it with Iran, because remember, the big talk was about that Iron Dome that Israel had, and it turned out it wasn't that great. Iran was landing shots, and they was hitting what they need to hit. Go ahead, Zechariah.
So when y'all get 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 7?
Got you.
So the same thing, and this is how you know This is not talking about the Neo-Babylonians, because Ezra, who came up during the time period of Persia, he speak about a nation that's going to send arrows like a expert man that's not going to miss his mark. I think it's signature 16 and 7.
I got you. I'm gonna let him put it up on the screen.
Yeah, let me get it so everybody can see. Second Ezra 16. You say 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
It says, "May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sends the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?" You want me to keep going
Right.
out?
And that's the same thing. Now you good. That's the part I wanted to get. Well, matter of fact, get verse 9.
It says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?"
And then you can jump to verse 13, bro. Yeah, but you see how Ezra, he's speaking about the same thing Jeremiah had when you get in the Bible. You start talking about arrows, and whenever the Bible starts describing these arrows, it's always saying once these arrows fly, there's no returning it. Once these arrows fly, they're not going to miss, and the only thing they can do that in these modern times is these nuclear warheads that they got and these other missiles that they have as well.
Verse 13, it says, For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the earth.
Right. So the Lord put the spirit on these scientists, right? Back in the day you had the blacksmith making the weapons. In modern day, the blacksmith is the scientist. And the Lord has given these nations weapons they can shoot across the earth, all for the destruction of America, man.
Officer Yaquab always brings out that he had a book. It says in the book that the creator of the person that created nuclear explosions and stuff like that, he said that he got the breakdown from a demon. I need Officer Yaquab to one day bring that out one day. That's pretty interesting. But go ahead, Dawala.
Con, man. Cause you said something right with these what verse was it? You said verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who may quench it? What came to my mind, man? Let's go to Revelation 16, right? 16 and verse 17. Read that out.
This is Revelation chapter 16 and verse 17. It says, "And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, It is done. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake, and so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of his fierceness, of his wrath."
Finish it out.
It says, and even islands fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of the heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail, for the plagues thereof were exceeding great.
Was exceeding great, man. And what is this? It's the Lord giving Babylon that cup. And what's in that cup? Of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. The wrath of God, man. The wrath of God. That's what this place is about to drink. The wrath of the Almighty God, man. And it's marvelous. That's why, going back to Jeremiah 50 and verse 9, it says their arrows will be like an expert warrior who does not return empty-handed. Them arrows, man, hey, it has America's name on it. You can read verse 10. How you going?
Verse 10, it says, "Chaldea will become plundered. All who plunder her will have enough, declares the Lord. Because you are glad, because you are jubilant, you will," how you say that? You who
pillage.
You who pillage my heritage because you skipped about like a thrashing heifer and nigh like stallions.
And this is crazy, right? Because you glad this country is prideful as hell, super proud, especially with Trump in office. When Trump is in office, oh man, pride goes through the roof for obvious reasons, right? Mr. Orange Man, hey, shoot, look at recent events. He literally said, "Oh, there's no country in the world who could have orchestrated the attacks that we carried out on Iran. We have the greatest military. We have the greatest B-2 bombers. The greatest. Iran knew better."
He said, no other army on earth could do what we could do.
No other army on earth could do what we do. Iran better stop now or they won't have an economy. Whole time, the moment Iran got bombed, where did Iran go run to? Russia. The very next day they went to Russia. And what you think him and Putin was talking about, man? What you think Iran and Russia was talking about behind closed doors? Hey man, it's getting closer and closer to it's time. It's time for what? It's time to take out our number one opposition, which is who? The United States of America. Keep going out.
Verse 12, it says, your mother will be greatly ashamed. She who gave you birth will be humiliated. Behold, she will be the least of the nations, a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
And who is that talking about? Right? That's going into Europe. Because where does America come from? It comes from Great Britain. It's an extension that broke off from Great Britain, which goes even deeper, going into how the nations are going to hate the Horde. They're going to hate America.
That's right.
NATO and the EU, they're all going to turn their backs on America. Why? Because America is doing stupid-ish like they did this weekend. You just bombed Iran after telling them we're going to give you 2 weeks to negotiate in talks, and then 2 days later you bombed them. You got the whole entire world looking at you sideways. Not only that, you letting this small nation, the small nation of these Israelis, right? Who have nuclear weapons, by the way. Let them build nuclear weapons, and then you have them running them up, doing whatever they want to do in the Middle East. Things didn't get this bad overnight. These things have been building for years and years and years. They just don't tell you about it. They don't tell you the day-to-day interactions, the pride of these people that's in our land right now.
Just like they
surrounded by enemies.
I was gonna say, just like they ain't told the U.S. how Iran, they been moved their bombs out of the facility, so they didn't hit nothing, just the empty facility. And then there's still another nuclear plant that I think Russia has built over there with Iran. But
Translation: you bombed them damn near for nothing. You escalated tensions almost for nothing. That's what these countries are looking at. But guess what? When you the big bad, you can't say nothing. If the bully messing up, or if your boss messing up, and you just somebody on his team, you're not gonna dare speak against the boss. You're not gonna dare speak against the bully. But you're thinking in your mind, man, what the hell are they doing? That's how these nations are gonna be humiliated, man. Putting all their trust and their stock in a country that is marked for destruction by the Most High God. Go ahead,
I said, verse 13, because of the wrath of the Lord, she will not be inhabited, but she will be completely desolate. Everyone who passed by Babylon will be horrified and will hiss because of all her wounds.
And again, right? And for time's sake, this is a very lengthy ass chapter. I'm not going to pull it up, but just Google where was ancient Babylon. Google, or not ancient, the Neo-Babylon, because you got an ancient Babylon back during the time of Abraham, and then you have the Neo-Babylonian Empire, which is the empire that you see Daniel and the Southern Kingdom going into. Google where that kingdom was, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, where their capital was, and once you find where they were on a map, look up what's the current As of whatever day you look at it, what's there now? And what you're gonna see is highways, you're gonna see bridges, you're gonna see houses, you're gonna see you're gonna see buildings. Exactly, modern day Iraq. Modern day Iraq. But you know, Christians act stupid whenever you bring that point out. That's why I say, no. Just look it up. See for yourself. And if there's people living there, that means, ladies and gentlemen, this hasn't happened. Why? Because this Babylon is going to be completely desolate. It's going to be completely destroyed. Why? Because of the wrath of the Lord, man. Keep going out.
It says verse 14, it says, draw up your battle lines against Babylon on every side. All of you who bend the bow, shoot at her. Do not spare your arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord.
Hey, the Most High said, fire them arrows, man. Fire the missiles up. Right when Trump went to the UN, one of his number one agendas or the push for the UN was what? Defense spending.
Mm-hmm.
Defense spending. Why? Oh, because all these nations are gearing up for war. All of these nations. The West, the East, every single nation, every single world power, every single nation right now with a military and with financial backings, they are preparing for war as we speak. And it's the Lord's doing, because the Lord said, all of you who bend the bow, shoot at her and don't spare them arrows, man.
And the big dog who they trying to come get? America.
Yep. Keep going.
That's like it. Not only that, when you talk about the defense spending, because now they're sending issues out because Trump bombed Iran. Now the security risk of every American is on high risk because they're planning for terrorist attacks. You got a lot of Iranians down here, don't know if they're spies or not, and they warning Americans about traveling overseas. So not only did Trump, bomb Iran, but he put the life of every American at a high risk.
Yep. A lot of people don't know because they just see F Trump, right? Under the Biden administration, and this is documented. I believe it was about 1,500 Iranians crossed the border illegally, and about 700 of them were allowed to stay.
So that means they got sleeper agents just waiting.
Yeah, but Jake's so simple. Jake is only worried about he rounded up the Mexicans. He rounded no. It's way bigger, because obviously they doing that, right? Because they're the damn devil, right? But it's a way bigger issue and a way bigger problem. It's not just so-called Hispanics that sneak over here. You got people like Iranians, Chinese. You have literal spies from other countries that went down south, came up, and now they're in the country undocumented. They don't know who the hell they are. That's why the white man is so terrified, because he doesn't know who's in his own country. So you know what he did? He took a big hammer and he said, "Yep, boom, everybody got to go." And the Esau, being the devil he is, took it as an opportunity to go straight for our people. This place is up, man. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 15, it says, rise up your battle cry against her on every side. She has given herself up. Her towers have fallen. Her walls have been torn down. For this is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance on her, as she has done to others, so do to her.
Look at that, man. And this is why we need to rejoice. We need to rejoice. Why? Because we are witnessing the vengeance of the Almighty. But not just any type of vengeance. It's not vain vengeance. It's not vengeance just because, I just want to take vengeance. No, this is vengeance because this place has messed your people up for hundreds of years, man. This place specifically, America. Every time, think back to all the times you've seen a black kid get shot on TV, a black man get shot on TV. Whenever you go downtown to your respective cities, and the majority of homeless folk, drugged out folk you see is our people. Who you think did that? the crack epidemic that completely destroyed the black community. That's documented that the CIA had a hand in that. The United States government had a hand in that, and nobody cares. Guess what? God cares. He cared about that. When you look, and the average black household, 2-parent household, is making $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Meanwhile, the average white household is about 60 to 80,000. When you look at the morality rates of our people, because Esau not only messes with their diet, but also makes it cool to hate your own brother, to hate your own sister, makes it cool to be a hoe.
They give you incentives on it.
They give you incentives.
Somebody like Sexy Red, they say, go out there and be the biggest whore you can, and we'll give you the biggest check we got. And they tell rappers,
and nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And they tell rappers to rap about killing your brother in the most horrendous way, and we got a check waiting on there for you.
And we got a check waiting on it. But then you ask them, okay, the people who sign those checks and put you on, what's the equivalent in their culture? There is none. The Lord sees all that, man, and he's pissed about it. He's pissed about it. And he's going to enact vengeance on this place, and you're starting to see it, man. That's why it's marvelous, man. It's all praises to the Most High God. We are living to see things that our forefathers dreamt about, that the prophets literally dreamt about. What's up?
Can you get that precept? And Yahushua spoke about that in Matthew chapter. I know for time's sake, I can just quote it. He said that
that's good.
many prophets and righteous men. Okay, go to get it. Matthew 13 and 17.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 13, and verse 17. And it says, for verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Right, because whenever you see like the prophets like Ezra, Daniel, Jeremiah, whenever the Lord get them visions, they will always ask, okay, well, when would these things be? Like, when is the time that all these things are going to happen, right? They was confused about a lot of things, but yet not knowing the vision wasn't for them, it was for us. So now when we see World War III in the news, when we see nations getting bombed, nations getting mad, people choosing sides, we get happy because we seeing the things that the Lord revealed thousands of years ago, we seeing them come to pass in our lifetime. So there's many prophets and righteous people want to see things that we see. That's why we got to count ourselves blessed, even though we live in a more wicked and more darker time than they ever lived in. We actually get to see all the things that the Lord said He was going to do.
Come,
definitely, man. Because I mean, the last time the world has seen events like this was during the time of the Second World War, and the Bible said we were gonna get 3 of them. So imagine, man. We here, man. We are here. Let's go back Jeremiah 50. Go to verse 16.
This is verse 16. It says, eliminate the sower from Babylon. It says, and the one who wields the sickle at the time of harvest. For the sword of the oppressor, each of them will turn back to his own people, and each of them will flee to his own land. It says, Israel is a scattered.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's why, as we get closer to war, as war starts, right, you're gonna see economic turmoil. The sower of Babylon knows who wield the sickle, the crops, all that's gone, man. It's war. During wartime, everything is devoted towards the war efforts. Everything. Meaning what? Low level things that's not a priority for the government, they get cut, they get slashed. Keep going on.
It says, Israel is a scattered flock. The lions have driven them away. The first one who had devoured him was the king of Assyria, and this last one who who has gnawed his bones is Babylon. I mean, is Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. Therefore,
Mm-hmm.
this is what the Lord of armies, the God of Israel, says: Behold, I am going to punish the king of Babylon and his land, just as I punished the king of Assyria.
That's right. Keep going.
It says, and I will bring Israel back to his pasture, and he will graze on Carmel and Bashan, and his desire will be satisfied in the hill country of Ephraim, in is that how you say that?
Gilead.
Gilead. In
Mhm.
those days and at that time, declares the Lord, search will be made for the wrongdoings of Israel, but there will be none, and for the sins of Judah, but there will not be found. For I will forgive those whom I have leave as a remnant.
Whew, and that's so cold, man. And that's so powerful and cold. And this is what we have to keep in our minds, man, because it's gonna get even more crazy. You're gonna get even more breaking news. You're gonna get even more, man, what this happened. You rejoice. Why? Because in a short time, that's when Israel's gonna be back to his pasture, man. And look, it said his desires will be satisfied in the hill country. Literally, if you are predestined, right, to be of that elect, to be of that number, you're going to be doing all this. You're going to be keeping the commandments of God. You're going to be patiently waiting for the downfall of this country. And what's going to happen in the end? And listen, wrongdoing, iniquity is going to be searched for, and there will be none. Meaning what? You're going to be pardoned. You're gonna be cleared of those sins that you did in the past, man, because you kept the commandments now, because you got right now.
Precept,
What you got?
Revelations 2:17. Exactly what Yahweh Shah said is the same thing in Jeremiah 50 that we just read.
Go ahead.
It says, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the church. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it. So that white stone is I believe, when you went to court, I don't know if it was in Rome or Greece, but if you received the white stone, that means you was found not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
It was in Rome.
it was in Rome. If you was at a court
Yeah, it was in
system
Rome.
and they hand you that white stone, that means you've been pardoned. And that's what you're looking for. Because the point of the matter is, right now, we know our righteousness as a filthy rag. There's still gonna be some sins that brothers are still gonna be fighting off. But what's gonna happen is in the end time, the Lord is gonna see the elect, and he's gonna say, I don't see no sins. I see the servants of God.
Yep. And that's why I like how the NSAB renders it, right? It says, for I will forgive those whom I leave as a remnant. A remnant is not a lot.
No.
A remnant is small, man. So you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do in order to receive the salvation, man. Which is what? Keeping the commandments of God and having the faith in Christ. Clean, cut, and simple. Right? Go ahead, Ak. We probably gonna get a few more verses, and then we'll probably do a part 2. Because this is a thick chapter, man. It's like 46 verses on this chapter. We're gonna be here all night.
Yeah.
So read to verse 29.
Okay.
Or actually, we're gonna read all the way to verse 32. That's where we're gonna stop.
Okay. It says, against the land of Marathon, it says, go up against it and against the inhabitants of Pekod. It's kill and completely destroy them, declares the Lord, and do according to everything that I have commanded you.
Mm-hmm.
The noise of the battle is in the land, and great destruction. How the hammer of the whole earth has been cut off and broken. How Babylon has become an object of horror among the nations.
And that's so powerful, right? The hammer of the whole earth. That's America.
Yep.
America, no country had this amount of global influence as America's had, man. You had country who ruled the known world, yes, but America is ruling the known world and the new world. Their influence is in the old world and the new. Their power, their influence, their intimidation. And it's been like that for so long, but the Most High says, what? How has the hammer of the whole earth been cut off and broken? A hammer, man. That's this place. And it's all going to be by the Lord, man. Keep reading.
Verse 24, it says, I set a trap for you, and you were also caught, Babylon. While you yourselves were not aware, you have been found and also seized, because you have engaged in conflict with the Lord.
And how they do that? How they engage conflict with the Lord? They took captive his children.
Where is that at? In Zechariah? That we are the apple of his eye. Let's go in there real quick.
Yeah, get that, right?
Is that 2 and 8?
Of course, Zechariah would know what verse that is in Zechariah. You said 2 and what?
Yeah. 2 and 8.
This is Zechariah chapter 2.
Yep.
In verse 8, it says, said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me upon the nations which spoiled you, for he had touched you. For he had touched you, touched the apple of his eye. So anybody that does wrong to us you're basically going against God. I think it's the same thing in Revelations 11 where it says, in Egypt is Sodom or Christ, I'm roughly paraphrasing, where Christ was crucified. We all know that Christ wasn't crucified in Egypt or Sodom, but who were the people that were? It was us. They were crucifying us, and we are the body of Christ. So if anybody touches us, they're going against Christ and the Most High God.
Yep. And the crazy thing is, as you read, and I encourage everybody to read this chapter, right? It's a long chapter, so we obviously will not be able to finish it tonight. We will, but I encourage everybody to read this chapter because the Lord doubles down on that thing. He doubles down on, because of what you did to my people, the Lord is looking at it as they did it unto him. All the times we got whipped across our backs, murdered, raped, robbed. The Most High is taking it so personal. He's like, man, it's as if you did it to me. So we got a problem. That's why the Most High set a trap for this place, man. And what is the trap? Things like NATO. You bomb one NATO country, we all got to jump in. That's why Trump's trying to appeal that.
He don't want to be a part of that no more.
He don't want to be a part of that because he knows it's a trap. What they say, that Family Guy parody of Star Wars, it's a trap. It's a trap, man. You got these damn Israelis popping off conflict after conflict in the Middle East because they got Big Brother America behind them. Guess what? It's a trap. They're drawing you into conflicts that you would have never got into. And why? And it's all because of the Most High. All by Shimon Mashiach. Keep going, Lord.
Verse 25, it says, the Lord has opened his armory and has brought out the weapons of his indignation. For it is a work of the Lord. For it is a work of the Lord God of armies in the land of the Chaldeans.
Yep.
Come to her from the furthest border, open up her barns, pile her up like heaps of grain, and completely destroy her. Let nothing be left to her.
And nothing is going to be left of this place, man. Keep going.
Put all her bulls to the sword. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe be upon them, for their day has come, the time of their punishment.
The time of that punishment. You only get punished if you do something wrong. So you got to ask yourself, what is it that Babylon has done that has the Most High so pissed off that he has to render punishment and vengeance? Oh, they touched the children of Israel. Which proves what? Who the real Israelites are. Because out of the history of this country, Who have they marginalized and oppressed and hunted down more than anybody else in this country? Oh, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Go ahead, out, finish it out.
Verse 28, it says, there is a sound of fugitives and refugees from the land of Babylon to declare in
Mhm.
Zion the vengeance of the Lord our God, vengeance for his temple.
Now, I like
Ooh,
this verse,
ooh.
right? I
So many
like this
verses that
verse,
come to mind.
right? And the first one, give me Ephesians 2.
I was already done.
Give me that, right? Because the whole theme of this is the Most High is rendering vengeance against Babylon because of what they did to you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. What they did to you. That's why these events are happening. That's why war is in the air. It smells like war. It smells like mass death is about to happen. Why? Because the Most High wants vengeance for you. He says, vengeance for his temple. Now remember, this whole context is about a Babylon that's supposed to be destroyed and be never inhabited again. A Babylon that's to be so desolate that it just falls and it never rises. No one pitches their tent there no more. It's a perpetual desolation. So what temple is this, man? Vengeance for his temple. You got that in Ephesians?
Come on, this is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitted firmly together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are built together for inhabitants of God through the Spirit.
Through the Spirit. Meaning what? We are that temple. The Most High is getting vengeance for them desecrating his temple, which is who? Which is you. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Why? Because us together, we make up that spiritual temple to the Lord, man. The sun's down now, but we just celebrated first fruits. What's the spiritual significance of that? We hope to be the first fruits of the Lord, man.
Con.
That hope for elect, that remnant who the Lord has pardoned. That's what we hope for. That's what we strive for. That's what all of you should be striving for. To do the things that the elect would do.
And
Right?
it's crazy because they won't teach you that in church, bro. They
Nope.
won't dare teach you that the reason why everything is going the way it's going is because the Lord is because the Lord has your back.
He has your back, man.
And that's the difference of the so-called the one West doctrine that we believe in. We believe that the Lord has our back and is coming to redeem us. And if that don't sound like the gospel, then I don't know what is, man.
I don't know what is,
I don't
man.
know what is, man.
When you have the most powerful being in literal existence, the one who created existence, not even created, the one who is existence, talking like this, man. He talking spicy. The Lord talking spicy right now, man. The Lord talking real spicy right now, man. Vengeance for his temple, man. To declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our God. Now you got to ask yourself, man. Now who's the people that he's getting vengeance on?
Who are those people, man? Because a Christian gonna tell you it don't matter, but it sounds like it mattered to me.
It sounds like it matters a lot because the Lord is pissed off. But you know that's a different conversation for another time.
Oh, you know what's crazy? We got to start bringing this out because if the Lord is supposed to be getting vengeance for Israel, and they say Israel's a church, so who's oppressing the church?
Yep. Who's oppressing the church? Who is oppressing the church, man? Because this Babylon here is supposed to be oppressing the church and having war with the church until this day. Let's get there real quick. That's Daniel 7.
Yeah. In the horn shell.
Real quick. Let's see. Here it is, right here. Daniel 7. I'll start from verse 20. And the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. So Babylon is supposed to be prevailing against the church, against the saints, all the way up until the Ancient of Days comes, until salvation. Which proves to you, man, that this has to be a specific group of people. It's not the so-called multi-ethnic church, man. The Most High is taking vengeance for a specific group of people, and that's Zion. You, Jake, you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Go ahead, I'll finish it out to verse 33. Because now the Lord just talking spicy.
Okay, hold on real quick. Hold on.
Zachariah, can you read for him? He might have something.
No, I'm good.
Are you good? Okay, go ahead.
You know, the dog was eating. You want to hear that in the background. It said, summon many against Babylon, all those who bend the bow, and camp against her on every side. Let there be no escape. Repay her according to her work, or according to all that she has done, so do to her. For she has become arrogant against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore, yeah, come on, man. It's only one country that's like that.
It's only one country that fits this. Keep going, Art.
Therefore, her young men will fall in her streets, and all her men of war will perish on that day, declares the Lord. You know, we got we've been hearing all the big talk about, man, they don't want no smoke with America. Do y'all know who America is? All right, we going to find out who America is in that day. Verse 31, behold, I am against you, arrogant one, declares the Lord God of armies. For your day has come, the time when I will punish you. It says the arrogant one will stumble and fall with no one to raise him up. And I will set fires to his cities and will devour all his surroundings.
And that's what we're witnessing right now, man. When this place starts to fall, when this place starts to get bombed, who is going to raise this place up? Who is going to help America, man? When America gets shown to be at the opposite end of the stick of the Lord, man. The pointy end. Right? So we're gonna stop it right here. Like I said, this is a very, 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 very powerful, strong chapter, man. I highly recommend everybody to read this chapter. We'll pick up on it. I mean, not too much left, but what you say, Oz? You want to finish it out? We had verse 33. It ain't that much. You on
It's
mute.
lucky. I'm gonna hop off.
Khan, Zachariah, Shalom.
I said it's not that much, but it's just we're gonna stop at every verse, pull out a precept. You know how that's gonna get.
Yeah, we're gonna stop right here, man. We're gonna make a second video for the rest of this part, man. Meanwhile, highly encourage everyone to read Jeremiah 50 and 51. Both of them is dealing with current events, what's going on right now. And man, I tell you, it's what a time to be alive, right? What a time to be alive. Okay. So yeah, man. We got a lot going on in Space City. As you can see, we still building back up to where we was before. We got a lot of things in the pipeline. We got a couple events that we're going to, so watch out for those videos. We just had Feast of First Fruits. Tabernacles is on the way. The record label is strong as always. If y'all like our music, man, go to Space City Records LLC on all platforms. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Follow, tap in, man. If we don't support each other, nobody else will.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? And our goal is to make good music, right? And we got different genres coming out, right? It ain't always gonna be rap, right? We're not a rap group, we're a record label. And just like in record labels, you got different artists and you got different genres. That's what we building up to be, man. So tap in, right? Tap in now because man, the most high give that increase for whatever short time we got, you know what I'm saying? Now somebody gotta put you on when we trying to put you on right now, right? We got a lot of good music, a lot of good music. And what we emphasize on and what we want is quality. Quality, not quantity, but quality. When you hear our music needs to have the exact same quality as if you put the radio on. That's what we aim for. So if you an artist, right, or you a producer, or you're an engineer or whatever, you do anything music related, man, talk to us. Talk to us, man. Let's do some business. Let's do some business and let's get it. For sure, right? Like we said earlier, we're gonna start doing more classes, get back on the class wave, back on the live wave, back on the debate wave. Because I don't know if Firm Believer is still in here or not. Right. I definitely wanted to ask you about that comment right there. Once saved, always saved. For sure. Because Christ ain't say that. Christ ain't say that at all. So if you still in the chat, you know, you can definitely make an appearance if you would like. But you know, we're gonna start getting on here a little bit more. It's just a lot going on. Myself, I just had a kid. We got other brothers in the camp that's starting to have children. And that's a lot, man. You know, a lot of major life events going on. Brothers got weddings coming up, brothers moving, right? So if you ain't seen us in a while, that's because man, we just got life going on, man. But we gonna come back, make sure that the sheep is fed. Especially now that we in the big G's, man. Now that we in the big G's, man, you know, we gotta represent. Shout out to Priest Akai, shout out to Asad, shout out to all of the Genesis camps that was in the chat. You know, we seen y'all, but the lesson be long, man. We gotta get it and go, right?
That's right. Hey, and also shout out to all the other brothers,
ahead,
you know. I was gonna say shout out to all the other brothers, you know, that was formerly in the organization that was in Sakara with us, that's still out here pushing the work. You know, a lot of brothers I know may have been deterred.
Shout out to the Masada.
You know, a lot of brothers.
I know they're gonna watch it. Shout out to Yadi and all of them up there in the Masada.
Yeah, I know some brothers may have got deterred from that, but I'm really proud to see that the brothers that was in the organization with me, we all had the same thing in mind, and that's just to come outside and do the work.
Do the work. Yep. Do the work. We say it all the time, man. When me and this brother joined, we just want to do that work, man. We said it from the very beginning. At the end of the day, man, we're gonna do this work. Regardless of what happens, we're gonna do this work, right? So to any other thing you like to mention? Shoot, the brother got some singles coming up, man.
Yeah, I got a little music I'm working on right now. We in the lab real quick, but you know, for right now, we've already dropped a little project with my brothers, and we trying to push that. So if it's on your heart, man, take a listen. You know, push our music out there, help us out, man. You know.
Con. Well, if there's nothing else,
and also if it's on your heart, man, donate to Genesis Space City or Genesis period, man. You know, if y'all want us to come out to the city and come do the work, that costs money. We need to pay for flights, car trips, all that. Don't forget, donate to your organization. Remember, because if you're not a brother on the street corner that is teaching, one way that the Lord is gonna see if you're truly about it is giving it to the brothers that are out there, giving to the prophets, aiding the prophets.
Yep, aid the prophets, man. And if you can't, you know what I'm saying, like saying, do what you can. Shoot, if you near a camp or a camp, teaches, shoot, go buy a pack of water, man.
Bring some water. Bro.
It's hot. It be hot, man. I know it's hot in Texas, right? It's hot. The country got a record heat wave last I saw.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Get some water, get some fruits. You know what I'm saying? Just help the ministry out, man. Any way you can. Even words of encouragement. We see
That's
so
right.
many negative comments and so many. We always gotta defend, man. So a simple, hey, shalom. Appreciate y'all, brothers, man. Stay strong in the faith. You'll be surprised on how a little comment like that lifts a brother's spirits up, man. Lifts a brother's spirit. So just pray for your brothers, man, and support the ministry.
Praises. Praises.
So with that, man, we're gonna give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah, and we say Shalom, man. Y'all enjoy the music video.
Check. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? What you say? Get the dog, get the dog. You know that video? Yo. You know, we of the slaves. We talk to him, nigga. Poverty, oppression, miseducation, confusion, deprived of humanity. And I love like Solomon's heart, nigga. Yup. Through the midst of ignorance, we trying to make a way. Last one, my tone wasn't all the way right. I'm trying to make sure my tone right this time. Yup. But I can't project myself. I gotta keep it like that. You feel me? Let me see how to say it real smooth. Listen, fine wine, I'm wondering where's the time gone. Trying to spread truth. Why niggas worry about the belts with the rhinestone? Insecurity covers you like the pyramids limestone. These niggas follow in the cobblestone, but you forgot about the cornerstone. I drop gemstones. I'm 10 toes like the Flintstones. We on fire, that's a Flintstone. Nigga breaking barriers and milestones. Super solid like the rock of the church. Flooded Dickies, that's for Calvo. He was rocking them first. Speaking of high water, I got water, keeping the law. That book will put a magnification glass on your flaws, nigga. How's it feel when you look in the mirror and your reflection's unfamiliar? The guilt will fuck around and kill you. Yeah, yup, that's why a nigga nice. You feel me? Yup. Listen, all my Hebrews stand up. Niggas is sweeter than cheesecake and we elevated the Grand Lux. I tried making them bangers, they wasn't hearing it. My bro said I rap like that with less experience. I took it as a compliment, but really hate how niggas who got more exposure can overshadow accomplishments.
Look, hey, niggas don't understand. They want to make bangers and don't put them out. They doing a disservice to the nation, you know?
Happiness is a foreign image. We piss poor since the elbow scrapes with Neosporin in it. SMH, let me mourn a minute. And I ain't looking for no pity party, just a potty to piss in. No wonder we ignorant, self-righteous, uplifting, undereducated scholars flipping government assistance, pants hanging and gang banging to die, representing something that you never own, living in the unknown. The chief cornerstones missing in your foundation. It's correlation versus causation. The domino effect predicts your wealth, social status, and your health. Any other questions, ask Uncle X, no relation. Later known as Jaquab, I got some knowledge on me. Little bit of seasoning and mileage on me. And I grew the fro out, picking it, looking like I got a blowout. Walking through the projects with my Bible on me, nigga. That's facts, nigga.